You've led digital for billion-dollar beauty brands, MAC, Estee Lauder, but you've also scaled startups. You've worked on licensed product lines like Harry Potter, Disney Barbie, and direct-to-consumer exclusives that went from like 200K to 16 million, I believe. So here's
Yes.
the question. I mean, that's like wow in both areas. So what do legacy brands get right about product strategy that direct-to-consumer native brands completely miss, and vice versa?
I think legacy brands have such a easier path to collaborations. So collaborate, like they're sought after in terms of licensing collaborations. And so you can kind of command the room. Like at MAC, at Estee Lauder, they have such a big portfolio, $14 billion portfolio, that it is so much easier to make those connections. I think that in the case of legacy brands, you just have to be really strategic about the market that you're trying to get in front of and what that will do for your brand. And I remember like we had a launch at MAC for Cruella de Vil, and it was right when PETA was protesting testing product on animals in the cosmetics industry. So like that was a PR nightmare. So we pulled back a lot on that launch. And so the decision isn't really should we do it? It's making sure that you're partnering with the right licensing partners, the right collaborations, the right people who are going to do a good job, like communicating to your customers and I guess resonating with your customer. And that is definitely a skill. And I think on the flip side of that, legacy brands do not move fast enough. They do not move scrappy enough. It is so difficult to get a new product launch through an ecosystem that big that you miss all of the market trends. So if there is a really great like TikTok partnership that you could lean into or collaboration, you're years out. They might not matter the same way that they do today.
Yeah,
So I think that's the advantage actually of smaller brands is if you really know your customer and have it dialed in, then there's so much opportunity to partner with small mom and pop businesses and people love rooting for them or local artists. Like a couple great examples, even though Merrill is really more of that legacy brand, we did go down the path of a lot of like local and small collaborations. So artists that drew the Rainbow Mountains, and then we put that on one of our best-selling silhouettes, and that was fire. It took off and drove millions of dollars in a matter of weeks. Or, a local brewery. We knew our customer liked to go on the trail and drink beer. That was a customer insight. And so we translated that into how can we partner with like local breweries, and we picked Dogfish Head and we made a special Dogfish Head like shoe that was again like I'm one of our favorite trail runners, and it was also fire and it sold out, and we bought intentionally low quantity so it felt really special and niche, but taking those consumer insights and then finding a partnership that is at your scale. There's so many people willing to collaborate now that there's no reason why a small business can't find the right partner to reach new audiences. And I
I
think
love
like
that.
that's the advantage.